Hey guys, so this is my first tutorial. I'm going to be teaching you how to do the John Wick reloading effect from the beginning. So for the setup, you're going to want to have a base plate, a minifigure, and a magazine. I personally use this flashbang from this Lego kit I got a while ago, but you can be creative. You can use clay or a stud or anything you guys think would work well with it. I'm gonna link some good base plates that are really cheap in the description. Okay, for the second part, you're actually gonna want to start the animation. For me, you're gonna want to do ease in and out. What I'm gonna start with is a really small movement where I just keep the arms attached to the body and move them a little bit. I move his left hand forward a little bit, and I've moved the right hand with the gun a little bit down and leaning to the side a bit. So next I used a little bit of a bigger movement, and I took the arms off and I put some sticky tack on the right arm to connect it to the body. You're going to want to make sure it's not visible though, because that's going to look really crap. Then the next one's going to be an even bigger movement, and you're going to want to do this with all the movements by using ease in and ease out, which is pretty much just accelerating and decelerating to make your animations more realistic, and it's kind of giving your movements momentum. So you're going to want to get to the point where he's going to take the magazine out right here, and you're going to want to do that animation, and you're going to want to set it up with a little Lego stand, which you can see right here. I'll cover masking in a second too, and you're also going to use ease in and out for all this stuff. So the third step in all this is masking, and you do not need to do this. You could find another way to do this without masking, but this is just what I used because I wanted him to throw the magazine behind him because I thought it would look really cool. You don't need only After Effects. You can also do this in a free software called Film Express, which is really good for VFX, and that's what I used to use before I got After Effects. And as you can see, you have this part where the flashbang, which I'm using as a magazine for this, is being held up by these bricks. And I got a clean frame, and I rotoscoped it out. When you get the clean plate, you're going to want the lighting conditions to be the same as the original footage, and you're going to want to make sure you don't bump the camera. You're going to want to click points around it to mask it out. For me, I decided to mask out the magazine too, and then what I did afterwards was I took a mask of the magazine and put it back in. Sound design is really important, and it makes up like half the video. So right here I have a sound effect, which is what I use partly. And what you're going to want to do is I have this YouTube downloader, MP3. I have the downloader. You right click on the video, click copy video URL. You're going to want to paste it into the YouTube downloader. You're going to want to do that. Download it. It's going to load the video up. When you download it, sometimes it opens some random scam tab or something like that, but then you download it and you delete that, and then you have your sound. Also, there's another sound I'm going to link in here, which is Creatrix Visuals, and they have a great website with some great free sound effects. I've heard a lot of people using them, so you can see their store, and they have the free gun sound effects, so you can just download. First you have to log in and make an account for their website, and as you can see, we have the free gun sound effects, and they're really good, and you can just use those, and it comes with gunshots and Foley, so just use that for whatever you want. I know that most of my audience uses their iPads or phones to do stop motion, and you can definitely use Stopmotion Studio or Stopmotion Studio Pro to do the same exact thing. I know there's an erasing tool, which is pretty much the same thing as masking, and I would use it because it's good if you're offline, you don't have Wi-Fi, and it can take up some time if you're on a car ride or something, but I don't have Stopmotion Studio Pro. I know that you can definitely do it without masking. You can just attach the magazine or your object to the edges of objects that are near where he's throwing it. So that's another way you can do it. I think the best pieces that you can use would be a black stud as a magazine, or it could be a black square that's smooth. That could work really well as a magazine, and you can put it at a perspective so it can look like a rectangle. I think that would be a good piece too, but you guys just have to experiment and try different things. but you definitely don't need an editing software to do this effect. So this was my first tutorial, and it obviously wasn't perfect, but I'm definitely going to get better, and I'm definitely going to do more types of videos like these because I know that they help me out a lot. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, definitely subscribe and tell me what I could have improved on. And I'm going to do some more tutorials like this in the future, so stay tuned for those.